Hello, this is my Scratch project, and so the first part I wanted to tell you about was the title slide with the name and grade. So I have my name, which is Namrata Viramala, and I am in 12th grade. And so just to show you real quickly how I did that, so this is the backdrop here, and so I used text and I put my name in 12th grade in it. Next, so that's of course 6 points, and then the next part is a title slide contains a self-drawn artwork. And so as you can see here, I have flowers as my self-drawn artwork. So I have a red flower on the right and two pink flowers on the left. And so I used the paintbrush right here to help draw these self-drawn artwork flowers. And so that's title slide contains self-drawn artwork, which is another 6 points. And so now let's just, before we transition to a picture of me, let's real quickly talk about the ones I already have here. So I have this pink color ball, which is basically known as the small graphic, which follows the mouse pointer the entire time. So this pink color ball follows my mouse at all times, and so when I click the flag, which is from the beginning, forever, it's gonna go with the mouse pointer. So since this code is under the ball, it's gonna follow the mouse pointer for the entire duration of the thing. And then I have here the background music in the back that's playing. It's going to play continuously for the entire time. I know it's low because so that you can hear my voice, but the background music plays continuously, and so that's another 8 points. And so the small graphic follow the mouse pointer the entire time is 8 points, and then the background music plays continuously is another 8 points. And to show you real quickly how I did that, so we go here, we go to backdrops. We go to code, and then you see when I click the flag, which is the beginning, forever it's going to play the sound Beautiful Memories or Happy Music by David Fesseline, which is my background music for the entire duration. Next, we're going to talk about the duck here. So my duck here is my 5th sprite that glides forever in the following sequence and repeats at the end. So from quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. And to just show you real quickly on code how that is, so when I click this, it's forever gliding in these 4 positions. So it starts at this part, which is quadrant 1, and goes to quadrant 4, and it repeats over and over again because that's what it wants. And it's in the forever block as it says here. So create a 5th sprite, which is a duck, to follow, that glides forever in the following sequence and repeats at the end. So from quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4, and so that's another 8 points. So now we are going to go into the sprite real quickly. And so first we're going to transition into a self of me. So this right here is me, and it is transition to a picture of yourself that is a sprite, which is sprite 1. So it's transitioning into my sprite, which is sprite 1, and that's 4 points. And then so it says to transition to the picture using a special effect in the repeat block. And so as you can see, this part is the repeat block, and these are the animations, which is basically gliding. And so to show you real quickly how I did that, just press 2 again, so it's in repeat as it says it wants it in repeat block, and the special effect is the gliding, which glides in different positions and then ends up back into the position I want. And so transition to a picture of yourself that's a sprite is 4 points, and then transition to the picture uses a special effect block, and in a repeat block is another 4 points. So now we're gonna go into the picture must display a text bubble for 4 different keyboard entries. And so when I press 4 here, it'll say, hello, my name is Namrata Viramala. I am a senior at Reedy High School, and I am taking AP Computer Science this year. So these are the 4 commands, or the 4 different keyboard entries, where each entry is different. And so the reason why I have these, so for the code for this person or me to say it is say these 4 different keyboard entries, and they're at different seconds based on the length of the sentence. And so picture must display a text bubble for 4 different keyboard entries. Each entry must be different is another 8 points. So now we're gonna go to my sprite 3, which was to draw your own sprite here, which is sprite 3 that moves when they press the arrow keys using 4 if blocks in a forever block. So this is my own drawing of a sprite, which is sprite 3, which is supposed to be a dog, although it does not probably look like a dog. And to just show you real quickly before I explain the code, when I press the right key, it goes right. When I press the left key, it goes left. And then when I press up, it's going to go up, and when I press down, it's going to go down. So left, right, up, down, right? Alright, so just show you quickly, when I click 7, it gives me the opportunity. So it said to put 4 if blocks in forever, so I have 4 if blocks in a forever block, and I have right key so that it can move 15 steps, moves -7 steps, and to show the right, moving right and left, and then it moves up and down. So using the up arrow I can change by Y5, which will move it up, and then move down, which is changed by another, which is -5 to make it move down, and then -7 steps for the left arrow because you want it to move left, not right. And so since I have Gyron Sprite that moves when pressing the arrow keys using 4 if blocks in a forever block must move left, right, up, down, that's another 8 points, right? So now we have this one, which is the hide and seek. So I have a fourth sprite, which is sprite 4, which is this cat right here that shows hide and seek when the space bar is pressed. So when I hit the space bar, it shows, and when I hit the space bar again, it's gone. And to show you very quickly how I did that, I hit the spacecraft, it's gonna show, and basically the way this works is it changes by a size of 10. So when the size is 60, it's gonna hide, but when it's size of 50, it's gonna show. So this increase, setting the size and increasing, is causing it so that when it's at 50, 60 it shows, and at 50 it goes away. So 60 it's showing, 50 it goes away, 16 it shows, and 50 it goes away. So it's like that. And so since I have a fourth sprite that shows a hide when the space bar is pressed, that's another 8 points. Alrighty, now that we finished that, we're gonna go on to back to my person. My sprite, sprite 3. Because you need your self-drawn sprite, which is sprite 3, have a text bubble that counts from 0 to 1,000 using a repeat block, and then it counts backwards. I'm going to show you that real quickly. So counting. So right now currently it's counting from 0 to 1,000. So let me just show you real quickly how that is. So when I click C, which is to count forward, I set the number to -1 so that it starts at 0, and I repeat it 1,000 times so it goes from 0 to 1,000, and it changes by a number of 1 because we wanted to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way to 1,000. And I say number for 0.1 seconds so that I can go really fast, and so that you don't have to waste time trying to go through all the numbers here. Alrighty, so now that's done. Now when I press B, it's gonna go backwards. As you can see, it's going from 1,000 all the way back to 0. So it's starting at 1,001, so that it can start at 1,000. And then you repeat it 1,000 times so it can go all the way to 0. And you put -1 instead of 1 because now you're going backwards. So you're subtracting 1 instead of adding the number. And I put 0.0001 seconds because I want it to go fast and you don't have to see all the numbers again. And then since your self-drawn sprite, which is sprite 3, which is a dog, must have a text bubble that counts from 0 to 1,000 using a repeat block right here, and counts backwards from 1,000 to 0, I get 8 points. Alrighty, so now that we finished that, we are going to go to the school. And so now we're gonna have this next one here. So this is my sprite 6, which is Abby. And so this is the one where it faces right when the mouse is on the right half, and it switches to face left when the mouse is on the left half. So as you can see, when I'm on the right, it's facing right. When I'm on the left, it's facing left. So right, left, right, left, right, left. So to show you real quickly how I did that, when I press S, it gives me an opportunity to do this because I wanted to do it at the school part. And it's on forever so that to make sure that wherever the mouse points, it's gonna point in that direction. So when I point right, it's pointing. When I'm on the right half, it's pointing right. And when the mouse pointer is on the left hand, it's pointing left. So that's the mouse point. So point towards the mouse pointer. And so create a sprite 6 that faces right when the mouse is on the right half, and then switches left when the mouse is on the left half of the screen is another 8 points. So now we're going to the concert here, and so now we're going to have the touch. And so this is when sprite 2 and 3 touch each other, a sound effect plays until they no longer are touching each other. And so as I can show you real quickly how that's going to sound. So as you can see, when I'm touching the sprite 2, which is this pink ball, with sprite 3, my self-drawn artwork of a dog, you can hear the symbol. So I'm just going to increase the sound. So that's the symbol that's making when they touch. And then when I don't touch it, there's no symbol. Again. And then So I'm going to lower the sound again. So when I touch it, there is a symbol sound, but it's faintly because I wanted you to hear my voice more clearly. And so this is my sprite 2 and that is my sprite 3. So when they touch each other, it works. And to show you the code real quickly, sorry about that, just trying to find it. Oops. I think I am in the wrong one. Let me just find it. It's sorry. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. So when I press C, what's to help me? I put it on forever. And if touching the mouse pointer, so that means since this is under the sprite 3, this code, so when this mouse pointer is touching this, it's going to play that spell symbol. But when it's not, basically, it's not going to. And so since when sprite 2 and 3 touch each other, sound effect plays, which is a symbol, until they're no longer touching each other. That's another 8 points. Alrighty. And so lastly, we're going to go to the last part of the presentation, which is this bear. Okay, so this bear is our sprite 7. So it moves left when I press key A. So as you can see, I'm pressing key A. It moves right when I press D. And then left again with A. And then W, it's going to jump and then it's going to slide back down because gravity is pulling it down to the y-axis to the same position. So it started here, jumps, and it's going back to the same position. Again, once more, jump, and it's going back to the same y position. And just to show you quickly how I did that, when I press J, which is this Jurassic Park feature, when I press A, it changes X by -10, and it says here that we want to move left with A key and right with D key on the X axis, so it's changing the X by -10 because it's moving left, and then D pressed is moving it right, so it's going to change by 20, which is positive, which is to the right side, and then when W is pressed, you want to change by Y = 70, and then it's going to bring it down back to the same position, and since I wanted to go more gradually instead of a quick down to gravity, I put a -10 on repeat 7 times, so -70, so it's going to go down back to its original position. And so, as you can see, I have here, I've done all the different things, and so I've included every single element, and so when you add all the points together of everything that I have, it's 100 because I've included everything, and as you can tell, I do have 7 sprites, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one of my sprites is a self-drawn sprite, and I also have the self-drawn artwork on the title side, so I got 100 points on this project for my Scratch project. Thank you!